Peace and light, family. I hope that you are well. I really wanted to just check in and let you guys know that it's approximately about 4:30 a.m. and I finished my morning meditation, so I decided to run through my DMs and respond to some comments really quickly on Instagram. Sorry, my heat just cut on, so I apologize if that's loud. I'll try to talk a little louder. But I was running through some of my DMs on Instagram, and a common question that I keep getting is a question from people asking me how can they change their thought patterns or stop thinking so negatively. One sister actually went into great detail explaining how she feels like she's constantly down talking herself and she constantly is thinking negative thoughts, and when things happen in her life she's always thinking that the other shoe is going to drop and that something bad is going to happen. And honestly, excuse me, honestly, I just want to say that that is not an uncommon thing, right? That is not an uncommon experience. There are a lot of people, and I can tell based on my DMs and my own personal life, that there are a lot of people who struggle with negative thinking. And I don't want you guys to feel like you are alone. I don't want you guys to feel like there's something wrong with you. Honestly, the way that we are trained in society, because everything in society is training us, the way that we are trained in society, we are taught to think negatively. When we turn on the TV, there's constantly something negative going on, whether it's on the news, even down to the shows that we watch, reality TV, scripted television. There's always a villain coming to hurt somebody or, do harm to somebody, stop someone from reaching their goal. Every story has an antagonist that is trying to prevent the protagonist from reaching their goal. Everything that we see on TV is about something negative happening as soon as you're trying to do something positive or something is going well. So don't think that it's something wrong with you for thinking this way. I don't want you to feel that way. But I do want you to know that it is possible to change those negative thought patterns. So here are 2 ways that you can change your negative thinking and flip it to positive thinking. Step 1, you have to first acknowledge the negative thoughts before they start crowding in and becoming overwhelming, because often what causes them to start crowding and flooding your mind and it causes them to become overwhelming is that we try to ignore the negative thoughts. We try to just push it aside, and then what happens is your mind just starts pushing them forward. The more you try to push them back and act like they don't exist, the more your mind is going to start pushing them forward in your head. So what you have to do is acknowledge them one by one. Okay, I know I'm thinking that. Okay, I hear that. Okay, I know that this is in my head. So you acknowledge the negative thought first. And then step 2, you have to consciously choose to replace it with a positive thought. How do you do that? I'm going to give you an example. So if I am at work, right? And I know that my boss says that my boss wants to talk to me about something. I don't know what my boss wants to talk to me about, but immediately if your boss says, "Oh, I need to speak with you," we automatically start thinking that it's going to be something negative. It's going to be something bad. Acknowledge that thought, recognize it. That's step 1. Okay, my boss just said they want to speak to me. Oh gosh, I'm already thinking that it's going to be something bad. But then you have to stop and do step 2, which is to consciously choose to replace it with a positive thought by saying, "However, I know that I am well. I know that I am doing good. I know that I am worthy of positivity." In doing those I am mantras in a positive way, you are telling yourself that I am this great thing. I am worthy. I am well. I am light. I am okay. Sometimes we have to just simply say that to ourselves. I am okay. I am okay. I am okay. And I urge you to continuously repeat the positive thought in your mind and aloud at least 3 times 3 times say the mantra, whatever mantra you choose. That is how we replace that negative thought with a positive thought. Choose a mantra, an I am mantra, and repeat it 3 times to yourself in your head and then aloud. So my favorite mantra is I am well. So I'll repeat that to myself. I am well. I am well. I am well. And I take a deep breath in between each time I say it. I am well. I am well. I am well. I am well. And I am breathing it in. I am stating it as I breathe out. So I am breathing it in. I am well. And I am breathing it out. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to really, 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 really practice. I practice it every day. Do I struggle with negative thinking? It's not as much of a struggle as it used to be for me. Once you continuously practice it, it'll almost be natural to immediately replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. But step 1, acknowledge that negative thought. And then step 2, consciously choose to replace it with a positive thought. And you do that by choosing a mantra, an I am mantra, a positive I am mantra. You repeat it to yourself in your head 3 times, say it aloud 3 times, and just know that you are well. Okay? It's possible to change that thinking, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't think that you are crazy, that you are alone, that the way that you are thinking is a negative reflection of who you are. That is not true. Society has trained us to think negatively, to always feel like the other shoe is going to drop, to always feel like that antagonist or that villain is coming to steal our joy, but just know that it is possible for you to constantly be in a state of positive thinking. Okay, it's just that with great practice of replacing those negative thoughts with positive thoughts, with great practice, a long time of practice, trust and believe it'll be a natural thing for you. Okay, much peace and light, family. I hope that you enjoy your day, and I hope that you are well. I am well. Love.